Hi, welcome. Here's your HMH lesson for today. Today we will be reading Jackie and the Beanstalk. The story is inside of your HMH books. It's on page 160. So this is sounds very familiar to the other story we read. What's the other story we read just before this? Jack and the Beanstalk. Was Jack a girl or a boy? Boy. What about Jackie? A girl. What's something they have in common? Just by looking at the first page. What's something they have in common, Leia? Good, they both have a cow. What else do they have in common, JC?
The same title.
Good, almost the same title. One is Jack, the other is Jackie. Very good. And they're both the Beanstalk, right? Okay, very good. Before we start reading, let's talk about characters. So they have external traits and internal traits. Thank you for telling me. External traits and internal traits. Sorry, there we go. All right, so we talked about external traits. Those are the things that the person looks like from the outside. The hair, the color, the length, the clothes, the kind, the color, the height, facial expressions, the actions. Those are all external traits. Internal traits are thoughts and words, their feelings, who they are from the inside. External is who they are from the outside, right? Okay. Fairy tales are old stories that have made up characters and events that could not happen. This is a fairy tale. As you read Jackie and the Beanstalk, we're going to look for clues that the story is make-believe, an ending that is happy, how pictures and words help you understand what happened. As you read, make connections by finding the ways that this text is like things in your life and other texts you have read. This will help you understand and remember the text. So remember at the beginning of the year we talked about connections? We said text to self. That's when the story reminds you something about yourself. We said text to text. That's when the story reminds you of another story. And then we have text to world. That's when the story reminds you of something you've seen out in the world when you're traveling, on the news, in a newspaper. So just by looking at the cover page, we can make a text-to-text connection, right? This text or story is kind of the same, or it connects to Jack and the Beanstalk story, right? That's a text-to-text connection. Let's talk about some vocabulary words. We have adorable, oversized, hauling, and glanced. Ooh, that's math. Let's look at, definitely not math. There we go. Let's look at the vocabulary words. We have adorable. Aww, look at the adorable baby sheep. Or the baby goat. Something adorable is what? Cute and easy to love. Aww. Very adorable. All right. What about oversized? Does that mean big or small? Big. Look at the chair they're sitting on. That's a huge chair. When something is oversized, it is very big. Hauling. Here the horse is hauling wood on his back. When you are hauling something heavy, you are pulling it hard. So the horse is pulling the wood hard, right? He's hauling the wood. Glanced. What are they doing? They're playing on something. Looks like maybe a tablet. They glance at the tablet, maybe? If you glance at something, you look at it quickly. So sometimes when I walk around, I glance at your work. I look at your work quickly as I'm moving around. Right? I don't really read everything you write, not always, but I glance at it. Okay, let's keep going. Meet Lori Morenstein. She's the same author as Jack and the Beanstalk, right? No? 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 Oh, no, sorry. Jack and the Beanstalk is Helen Lester. This is Lori Mortensen. All right, let's listen.
Lori Mortensen has written more than 70 books and has won awards for her writing. Miss
Miss Mortenson's cat Max sits on her desk as she works. She has even written about him in some of her stories. Many of her books are about clever animals who have fun adventures. Miss Mortenson says that writing is like putting a puzzle together. All the pieces have to fit. Jackie and the Beanstalk by Lori Mortenson, illustrated by Ben Scruton. Once upon a time, a girl named Jackie lived in an apartment with her father. It was crowded and messy because they lived with a gigantic cow. What was a cow doing there? Eating mostly. It eats like a cow. Buying the cow had been a stupendously bad idea, but nobody thought of that when it was a cute little calf. Adorable! Can we buy it? Sure, the bigger it grew.
Okay. Does this story take place in the past or now? It takes now. It's actually now. We can tell because the characters wear clothes like people wear today, right? The cow has a remote control in his hand. Not like Jack and the Beanstalk where it looked like it was in the past, right? Like people don't wear those kind of dresses or that kind of clothes anymore. You can tell that was in the past. How do you know that this is a fairy tale and this is definitely not a true story? Very good. They can't hold remote controls and sit like humans on a couch, right? Very good. Why is this sentence funny? It says, usually when people say that, it is figurative. Oh, I'm sorry. Why is it funny when it says, what was cow doing there? Eating mostly. It eats like a cow. That's, yeah, exactly. It's figurative language. Sometimes when somebody eats messy or gross, you say, ew, you're eating like a cow. Have you guys heard that expression before? Or maybe parents say, don't eat like a cow, right? Yeah. It's figurative language, but here he is a cow and he's eating like a cow, so it's funny. Is this story told in first person or third person point of view? In third person, good job. The narrator is not in the story. The narrator uses clue words, her and they, to talk about the characters. Okay. What are these called? Where it says, adorable, can we buy it? Sure. They're called speech bubbles. That means the person is talking. All right, let's keep going.
The more food and space it needed. Whose idea was this? Not mine. One day, Jackie's father made an announcement. The cow has to go. He told Jackie to take the cow and sell it for $100. Come on, let's go.
This story reminds me of when we read one we read earlier this week. Jack and the Beanstalk. The stories are both fairy tales. The names of the main characters, Jack and Jackie, are almost alike. And they both have the same problem. Jack's mom and Jackie's dad make them sell their cows. I also noticed some differences. Jack is a boy, but Jackie is a girl. Jack lives once upon a time in the country, but Jackie lives in present-day city in a house or an apartment. I wonder how these differences will affect what happens in the story. Will Jackie find magic beans like Jack did? If she does, will she make the same choice he did? Let's keep reading to find out. How much did he tell her to sell them for? $100. Yes, Leia. Very good. Jack lived with his dad and Jack lived with his mom and Jackie lives with his dad. Very good. All right, let's listen.
But nobody wanted a cow. Not firefighters, not florists, not taxi drivers. Just when Jackie was about to give up, a mysterious woman walked up to her. How much for the oversized moor? $100.
What words would you describe to... Let's describe Jackie for a little bit. How does Jackie's external traits, how does she look from the outside?
She's black. She's African.
Okay. She has curly hair. Okay. What do we know from the inside? She's nice. She doesn't give up. She keeps trying, right? The picture shows what she looks like. She tries to sell the cow to many people. She doesn't believe what the woman says about the beans. Oh, I'm sorry, we haven't finished. Let's keep reading.
The woman had no money, but she did have some special beans. Plant them in some dirt, add some water, and wait. By morning, shazam! There'll be a beanstalk stretching up to the sky like a winding green staircase. Are you sure? Plant growth takes dirt, water, sun, and time. Jackie looked at the cow and then looked at the beans. Suddenly, pocketing the beans sounded a whole lot better than hauling the cow back home. Deal.
So remember, what does hauling mean again? Like to drag, right? She didn't want to drag him back home, right? So she said, maybe I'll just take the beans. What is Jackie's problem in the story? She wants to sell the cow, but does anybody want the cow? No one wants the cow. Very good. Let's make a prediction. Do you think the mysterious woman will is right? Okay, let's see. Let's read and see. Let's keep going and see.
Of course, when Jackie got home, her father hit the roof. Well, not really, but he did toss the beans out the window and yell a lot. A few beans for a whole cow? Overnight, the beans sprouted long green tendrils that twisted and reached up toward the sky. The next morning, there it was, exactly as the woman promised. The biggest beanstalk Jackie had ever seen. Wow! I've never seen a plant grow so fast. I wonder what's at the top. Maybe there's treasure. Jackie scrambled up the...
Maybe there's treasure. Let's see. What does Jackie's dad do when she brings the beans home? He's mad. And what does he do with the beans? He throws them out. He tosses them out the window and starts yelling. Why does he react this way? Is he mad or happy? Yeah. He's mad. She was supposed to bring back money, not beans. I can make a connection to myself. I once dropped my sister's phone and broke it. What? She was so mad that she wouldn't talk to me for a week. I really felt bad, but her reaction made me feel even worse. Remembering this helps me understand how her dad's reaction must have made Jackie feel. Let's keep reading.
Doc. But before she'd gone very far, she glanced inside a window and gasped at what she saw. Look at all that stuff! It belonged to Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum, an upstairs tenant who was as big and loud as a giant. He had paintings, pianos, chandeliers, everything. Even a golden harp. We need a harp for our school play. He probably wouldn't mind if I borrowed it.
How does Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum's name remind you of the giant in Jack and the Beanstalk? Oh, no. Raise your hand. How does he remind you of him, JC? Good, because the giant in Jack and the Beanstalk says Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum. Excellent job. How else is Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum like the giant? How else is he like the giant, Leia? He lives up the beanstalk above Jackie. He is as big and loud as giants, and he has many expensive things, right? All right, let's keep reading. What happens?
Jackie grabbed the harp and clambered down the giant's stalk. Trilling, trilling. Shush! But it was too late. Hey, come back with my harp! Jackie hightailed it to her room and hid. Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum thinks she stole it, but she just meant to borrow it. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Who took my harp? But the longer she hid, the more before she had time to think. I see why he thinks I stole it. I should have asked first. Borrowing the harp without asking was a stupendously bad idea, just like the cow. Jackie gave it back, apologized, and explained. Sorry. She discovered Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum wasn't so bad once she got to know him. Nice harp playing. Thanks. Trilling.
How does Jackie feel when she realizes Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum thinks she stole the harp? How does she feel, Dominic? She feels guilty, doesn't she? She feels guilty because she only meant to borrow the harp. She hides in the closet and she looks really sad. What does she do to feel better? She gives him the harp back and does what? She apologizes and she explains that she wanted to. She just wanted to borrow it. What do these actions tell you about Jackie? Yes? No, but what are these actions about her apologizing and telling the truth? What does that tell us about her?
That she's honest.
That she's honest, okay. And she learns from her mistakes. She realizes she shouldn't have taken the harp without asking. And she can't admit when she's wrong. Some people just cannot admit when they're wrong. Even if they know they're wrong, they can't say it out loud. But can she? Yes.
Yeah.
Is it easy to say that you're wrong? No. Sometimes it's hard to say that you messed up or you did the wrong thing, right? How does Jackie's view of Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum change it? How? Good. She thinks that he's not so bad anymore, and now they actually become friends. Is that the same as what happened with Jack and the Beanstalk? Yes, they became friends.
Did Jackie ever find treasure? No, but she did start a business that turned into a gigantic success and lived happily ever after.
It says,
Come climb Jackie's gigantic beanstalk. Cow hugs for sale.
cool. So, what's the business that she starts? Maybe a climbing business or some kind of adventure museum that they can go up there and see what's up there. So people can buy tickets and climb the beanstalk and take pictures with the cow. What is the art show that everyone, not just Jackie, lives happily ever after? Because they're all taking care of the cow and selling tickets for people to hug it. Jackie is getting money from selling the beanstalk climbing tickets. The lady, the cow, Jackie, her dad, and their cat all look very happy. Very good. They all look very happy. All right, use details from Jackie and the Beanstalk to answer these questions. Are we going to answer them out loud together, or do you need to do it by yourself? Okay. How are Jackie and the Beanstalk and Jack and the Beanstalk the same? How are they alike? Give me 3 ways. Jasmine, give me 1. Okay, they both sell their cows for beans. Good. What's another way they're alike, Dustin?
They take away something.
Okay, they both take something from the giant's house. Very good. What's a third way that it's alike, Dominic?
They both have beanstalks.
The beans both grow big bean stalks. What's another thing, Amaria? Okay. Good. They both have happy endings. Very good. What's another way the stories are alike, Haney? Good. The giant and Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum become friends with Jack and Jackie. Very good. Okay. What are some ways they are different? Raise your hand. I want a few ways they're different. There's a lot of ways. Let's see. Amaria. Okay, but how are they different? We're talking about different now. Rena.
Because she had a cow.
Shh. Okay, he had a cow too. Okay, let's think a little more about that. Come back to you. Jasmine.
She's black.
Okay, good. It's a girl, and she has darker skin, and he was a boy, and he had lighter skin. Okay. What's another way they're different, Dustin?
She has different hair.
They have different hair. Okay, what's another way they're different, JC?
Jackie lived with her father, and Jack lived with his mom.
Very good. They live with different parents. What's another way they are different, or the stories are different? Leia? Very good. Jack and the Beanstalk takes place in the past, and Jackie takes place in the present now. What's another one, Christian? Okay, very good. Jack is older, and Jackie looks younger. Very good. That's a good point. What's another one, Haney? Very good. And Jackie and the Beanstalk, I was waiting for somebody to say that. And Jackie and the Beanstalk, Mr. Fee-Fi-Fo-Fum, does not look like a scary giant. But in Jack and the Beanstalk, he does, right? All right, last one. Rena? Jack was very good. Jack was poor. That's why they sold the cow. That's a really good point. Jack had to sell his cow because he was poor. And it wasn't, and the cow was not making any milk. Why did Jackie sell the cow? Very good. Because, not because she needed the money, but because there was nowhere to put him. He was too big for their small apartment, and he was messing up their apartment. Very good. Why do you think Jackie's father lets her get a cow for a pet? Because, very good, because they got it when it was a baby and it was adorable. What causes him to change his mind? Why does he not want the cow anymore? Good. It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. It takes a lot of space. It makes a huge mess. Very good. What problem does Jackie have after she climbs the beanstalk? She stole the harp. And how does she fix it? She gives it back and apologizing. Excellent job. Very, very good. Okay, that's it. That's all we're doing today. You guys don't have to write those questions down. Tomorrow, though, we are going to do some planning and writing with this story. Right now, what I want you to do is you're going to go ahead and take the quiz for Jackie and the Beanstalk. It's located in your reading packet. When you're done with that, or before you start that, we are going to do this worksheet together as well. Let me pull it up real quickly. It's about prefixes. So a prefix is part of the word that's, sorry, I have some stuff that's open. A prefix is the part of the word that's in the beginning, and a suffix is the end part of the word. So let's see, this is, I think, 225. Okay, so you're also going to do this worksheet, prefix miss. Let's do it together before you take the quiz. So it's in your reading packet. If you you should have your reading packet open to the quiz. If you go to the next page after the quiz, it should say prefix miss. It has 2 socks on there. On the bottom, it's page 225. Okay? The prefix miss, while you're looking for it, I'm just going to go ahead and read. The prefix miss means wrong. What does miss mean? Wrong. Using the meaning of the prefix in the base word to figure out the meaning of the new word. If you are not sure about the meaning of the base word, look it up in the dictionary. All right, misjudge. So remember, miss means wrong. Misjudge. So we're going to write the word together here. Misjudge. M-I-S-J-U-D-G-E. You're just putting them together. Misjudge. And what does misjudge mean? To what? To judge wrongly, right? So you're going to write judge wrong. And then you're going to do the same thing for 2 and 3. Those are easy. Mistake, mismatch, and then you're going to write what it means on the lines. On the bottom, you're going to complete the sentences 4, 5, and 6 and use the words in the word bank. We have misled, mispronounce, and misuse. And you're going to put them in the right place. That's all you're doing. So you're going to do this worksheet, prefix miss, and you're going to take the quiz for Jackie and the Beanstalk, and that's it. All right, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you later. Bye.